Welcome back to Strange Form. Today, we are going to be looking at Mondo Collectibles 1/6 scale Batman the Animated Series Harley Quinn, part 2 of my classic Harley review double feature, which was supposed to air last October, but in an ironic twist of fate, I would find that both the Sideshow Harley and this one were missing a piece, so I'm a little bit late to the table with this one, but I hope to make up for it with a truly fantabulous review. If you know anything about Mondo toys, you're probably aware that they do timed releases of their popular figures, in that there is an exclusive version that can only be bought during a couple-day window at their pre-order. This one differs from the standard release, having 3 extra heads, the 2 hyenas, their dog bowl, steak chop, and a dog bone. The standard edition can still be found on Mondo's website for around $185, but this one was a really good deal as it was only $15 more. Now though, not so much, as these are currently going for more than $100 over retail. Mondo Toys is an interesting one, as they got their start producing extremely short-run collectibles, first offering clothing, vinyl movie soundtracks, movie posters, under the umbrella of the Alamo Drafthouse cinema chain in Austin, Texas. Over time, their original artwork and custom posters gained them a large cult following as an indie collectibles company, eventually inspiring them to move forward with toys and statues. However, in 2022, Funko, the creator of Funko Pop Collectibles, acquired the company, and nearly a year later, laid off nearly half the company's staff, including the original co-founders Rob Jones and Mitchell Putnam. So with all of that going on, I'm really not that surprised that there might be quality control issues. Since Funko's acquisition of the company, their handling of the brand, products, and artists has been met with rather severe condemnation, with many fans, artists, and celebrities speaking out against the company, such as Elijah Wood, stating Funko fundamentally misunderstood Mondo, its extended family of artists, and its loyal fan base, many of whom had supported the company for the better part of 2 decades. But all of that being said, the company hasn't lost a beat, as the packaging and presentation of this item is on par with anything they've ever done. And their 1/6 scale offerings are still a high point on the market, if somewhat more mass-produced. I guess when I said that a head was missing, I misspoke, as I ended up getting 2 of the same head, the wide-eyed exclusive being the one that's missing. But luckily, Mondo sorted this out quickly, sending me a replacement rather than making me ship the whole thing back. So actually, I ended up coming out 1 accessory ahead. Right out of the box, you can see that the fit and finish are fairly good, and the paint applications are extremely precise. The simplicity of the design lends itself well to looking like a cartoon character brought into the 3rd dimension. And the box is just loaded with extras to play with. Although I do notice there are no closed fist hands, which is an extra I wish they would have included, and one of her installed hands has actually come off and is rattling around the inside of the box. In hand, she's actually fairly heavy, even more so than the silicone TB League body. Now let's replace that extra head with the appropriate one, and take a look at everything that's in the box. First we have Angry Harley, Sly Closed Mouth Smirk Harley, the previously missing Wide-Eyed Harley, and of course the unmasked Harley. As for accessories, we have 4 slightly different grip hands, one with fingers tightly together and one with fingers slightly splayed, her jester scepter and mannequin arm, a red open palm hand and weapon accessory gripping hand, and of course the adjacent black pair, and lastly her purse accessory, which is actually a serious chunk of plastic. We have another crotch grabber stand with the bat symbol, not Harley specific, but still nice to have an embellishment. On the underside tray, we have the rest of the accessories, which at just $200, this one comes with a serious amount more than any other release. Again, part of what makes this set a timed release is the inclusion of Bud and Lou, Harley's hyenas, and they went with a unique sculpt for both. For ease of differentiating them, I'm just going to say that tongue out version is Bud. And here we have the grinning Lou. I'm seriously thinking about grabbing some small necklace chain down at the local Hobby Lobby and making a chain leash for Harley, but for now they are allowed to roam free. We have Batman's stolen utility belt, Bud and Lou's dog bowl with a steak chop and dog bone, which actually fits in Bud's mouth, Harley's Arkham Asylum patient sheet declaring her sane, a pair of bat cuffs, Harley's poison perfume bottle, which again has some nice animation-style shading in the paint details. And lastly, Harley's giant mallet. This is not a terrible loadout at all, and definitely worth the extra $15, but not the hundreds that are being asked for on eBay. Now, let's take a look at Harley's Articulation. Unfortunately, this is where the figure suffers a little bit. I know they wanted to make the entire thing as clean and simple as possible, but she doesn't sport as much posability as I would like to see in such an acrobatic figure. Her head swivels and tilts at the neck, but it's not a two-stage neck. Her arms ratchet at the shoulder and elbow. Her hands both twist and pivot on a ball joint. The hand pegs come off and install pretty easily. She has some limited folding and rotating at the midsection. That's nicely hidden by costume details. She has double-jointed G.I. Joe-style knees, but the knee hinge isn't wide enough, so they don't fold back as far as other figures that use the same engineering. The feet hinge up and down and slightly back and forth, but don't twist. The hips are also similar to modern G.I. Joe figures, with a double ball attachment that allows for some rotation at the thigh. So not terrible, but also a fairly static figure overall. I hope you enjoyed that very different comics-inspired pose gallery. Now that I've had a chance to look at the figure and put her through her paces, I would say that she's easily worth the original retail price. But when this figure starts climbing up into the eBay $400 and $500 realm for the special edition, I would say just go with the original, as the accessories definitely aren't worth hundreds more. On a side note, while posing this figure, I actually did a considerable amount of scraping to the inner thigh, so if you have this one, be careful even lightly or carefully pushing the joints to their limits. The plastic is soft and the paint comes off easily. This is definitely the single most accurate Batman the Animated Series classic Harley out there. Though it may not be as flashy as the sideshow releases, it's definitely extremely charming. It also comes in as the shortest of the entire group, but really only by a fraction of an inch, as the others have much taller stands. So my final verdict is that if you're looking for accuracy, go with this one. But posability, go with Sideshow's second release, and unique head sculpt, Sideshow's first release. Or you can do as I have and make your own. Any way you slice it, Mondo has done a great job with this one, and at an extremely fair price. I would have liked to have seen more articulation, closed fist hands included, and a pop gun, but that's just a personal wish list. This one captures the magic of the animated series, and even though not having a tailored costume, displays well next to any other 1/6 scale collectible. What do you think? Which Harley is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. Now I hope you enjoyed this look at Mondo Toys Classic Harley Quinn, and will join me next time as we inch ever closer to the 100th upload. And as always, remember, never stop collecting.